Joining us right now to talk more about it is Michael Wolff. He's the co-founder and CEO of Activate. He's also a former Yahoo board member, and he served as the president and COO of MTV. Michael, this is a pretty scary kind of place that Jerry Yang just laid out on some of these issues.
Yeah, I mean...
Andrew Yang.
Yeah, I mean, there's also another side of it, which is a little much. They're saying we're going to reach the end of democracy and human interaction. And if you look at some of the points they make, they're concerned about misinformation, but they're also concerned about the world being ruled by non-human minds.
Look, the one thing I will say is this is signed by people like Elon Musk and Steve Wozniak, who believe the rules of the road in Silicon Valley about move fast and break things. But if they're concerned about it, it gives me pause for thought on this, too. The idea of being able to break into your bank account or trick you into thinking different things, it would be nice to have everybody come together and kind of talk about the rules of the road before we get down on it.
I mean, first of all, 6 months is not just an eternity. It's a road to China's superiority in AI. And, I mean, if we're concerned about the development, it all takes place in the context of an arms race between all of the technology companies around artificial intelligence. And so the idea you take a pause, that the industry would self-regulate, that's unrealistic. And you don't really want the government to be in
Congress
tech.
can't. I saw Congressman Auchincloss, he's in Massachusetts, Jake, say that we have no role here. We can't pass a... what would a law look like that says you need to take a break for 6 months?
But they're not saying take a break in terms of development. They're saying take a break in terms of rolling this out so that we can come together and agree on
standards. But like Michael said, people are going to try and get a leg up, and if it's not a strict requirement to not do so, there's going to be people cheating, and they're going to... because it's an arms race.
Right. They do say they want anybody to continue to train AI beyond the professional version of ChatGPT. Right. And so I think that it's unrealistic. There's so much that's already going on from AI. The industry is not going to regulate itself, and all it's going to do is hold back development.
I mean, Michael, you say there's no cause for concern, though?
Yeah, I mean, we don't need hunter killers like Terminator, where the machines are controlling that. We're not talking about that, although that's possible down the road. We're talking about what our kids are seeing on TikTok now is bad enough. Yeah, and can you imagine if it was exponentially worse in terms of deep fakes and fake? Twitter already. The debate goes on and on and on about what we should allow and what we shouldn't allow. This is just going to make it worse.
The deep fakes are already here.
Maybe even
the
better.
Misinformation,
deeper.
Well, I mean, but there's some real flaws. Well, there's some real flaws in these programs. First of all, they were developed. They really don't have much history before 2021. They use questionable sources of information, Wikipedia and others that can't be verified. But so, yeah, there's a lot of problems, but it doesn't mean we need to stop. The second you stop, you lose.
I just think it's good to put it on the radar. Don't you wish, in terms of biotechnology ethics and caution, that maybe we
right, which the Chinese haven't followed any of the guidelines.
Exactly. Gain of function research. I mean, did we learn anything in the last 2 years?
Yeah, we did, but at the same time, this is an area where it's not like it's victimless, but at the same time, I don't think you can hold back what people are using. You have 100 million people using ChatGPT. You have 13 million a day.
That just seems like such a defeatist argument, only because it's hard to do it, it's too much, so just let it all fly. I mean, there should be somebody who's talking about the rules of the road.
There's a lot of fentanyl coming in, we can't stop it, what are we going to do?
Right, but there's another thing, pausing for 6 months versus as an industry getting together and figuring out a way that they can create standards and self-governance. There's a difference between that saying, let's stop development.
Right.